Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation between Mali and Ghana. The last meeting was in 2011 in Accra, and the next meeting was supposed to take place here, but due to some circumstances it didn't happen. And so we're looking to revive it so that as early as possible we can send our technical team to come and sit with our Malian counterparts and discuss how we can increase and strengthen the cooperation that exists between our two countries. We discussed it, and we recognize that there's been some issues of trust, problems with trust between the two groups. But at the same time, I think that we must establish mutual respect for each other. And I'm sure that if we're able to do that, we can continue to work together. I think that there's a choice that Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have taken, but that won't be an impediment in us continuing to have our bilateral relations with all those countries. We're brothers, and God put us in this sub-region for a purpose, and so whether we like it or not, we have to live together. And so I think that we must establish a mutual respect between the AES and ECOWAS, and I'm sure that if we're able to build on that respect and trust, we should be able to work together. I'm an old face because I've been president before, I've been chairman of ECOWAS before, but again I'm a new face because I was just elected. And so Ghana is prepared to continue to play the role of a bridge between our two groups, the ECOWAS.
One other thing I would like to say about his proposal he's making is that even the politically exposed person should continue to be politically exposed till he dies. It shouldn't be 4 years. Why? Once you are politically exposed today, tell me, those who worked under Kufuor, are they not politically exposed? How many years now have they left office? They are still politically exposed. Once you know you want to go into politics, know that you have no power in future in this country to go and buy any state property, whether land or vehicle or house or whatever. Then you know that you are taking a risk to go into politics. And politics, to me, is service. Yes. It's service. You are coming to serve and clean your hands and go away and know that you work voluntarily for the country.
This order is very good. But the problem that I have with the order is, what is the scope of that order? What is the scope of order? You can't then all of a sudden decide to think that...
This one is to foreign affairs lands.
Yes, so that foreign affairs land, what is the scope? Every single foreign affairs land that has been, should be reversed. Or those that were acquired in the last 4 years. It gives a sense that you are targeting sales of land at a particular, limited to a particular regime. But if you want to carry the good people of Ghana along, you have to take a definite principle that we are going into the review of the sales of land by the belonging to the foreign ministry, and we are reviewing every single allocation and then revoking same if they need.
I totally agree. In fact, I have an addition to that. That anybody who is politically exposed may not, when they are in office or 4 years thereafter, purchase any state properties and cannot participate in an auction because of the gaming. You know, the time here is not enough to go through all of this. But when you say they will game the auction, okay, who's going to do it? It's the politicians and their friends. So that private members bill, I've discussed it, and I haven't spoken to Okijeto, but I would want him to add that no PEP shall participate in an auction, one. Number two, 4 years after you leave office, you may not. Okay, that's part of the stewardship we're talking about. Okay, right? And of course, people say, oh, they will let their cronies go and do it. We'll deal with some of these things as we get there. But you see, we are creating a situation where people get into politics just to amass wealth and create capital. And it is bad for our country because in other places it's led to civil wars. We should stop it somewhere. If you want to amass your property and get whatever, go to the private sector, go and work.
Women of Ghana, International Women's Day is our day. This year, it is being organized under the theme, Accelerate Action. We do not only recognize the profound contributions of women in every sphere of society, but we also affirm our commitment to breaking the barriers that have long hindered our full participation in the nation's progress. Ghanaian women are the backbone of our families, communities, and economy, of course, whether in our markets, in the boardrooms, classrooms, farmlands, or on the beaches. women continue to drive innovation, nurture growth, and shape the future of our country. Our contributions to business, to governance, education, healthcare, and the sciences are invaluable. And as a nation, we owe it to ourselves to create an ecosystem where everyone can thrive without imposed limitations. Over the years, we have made significant strides in advancing gender equality and empowering women. Under our current leadership of His Excellency John Mahama, we have taken bold steps and remain dedicated to ensuring that women have the opportunities, resources, and the support needed to excel. Some of the key initiatives include the establishment of the Women's Development Fund to provide financial support to women entrepreneurs, ensuring that we have the capital and other forms of support to take action, expand our businesses, affirmative actions to increase the representation of women in leadership and governance, paving the way for more women to take their rightful places at decision-making tables. These ideas mark progress, but we know that the journey towards true equality is far from over. Women still face challenges along all spheres of life, but with the increase in representation, we will hold the door for many women to pass through to achieve their full potential. We all must do better to support the women of Ghana. As we celebrate this day, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to building a Ghana where every woman and girl has the freedom to dream, the power to achieve, and the support to excel. Empowering women is not just a women's issue. It is a national imperative. When women thrive, families, communities, nations prosper. Let us accelerate action for our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, and for the future of our great nation. A happy International Women's Day to all of us. Let us continue to accelerate action.